Hello everyone, welcome back to another exciting video, and we're actually doing the installation of the Rovo Dev. So in order to actually do the whole installation on the Rovo Dev, first of all you need to make sure that you have your Rovo Dev being enabled from your Atlassian administration panel. So you need to go to your Atlassian administration, you need to go to the apps, and from the apps themselves you can go ahead and basically you can add a new app. So when that is done, you're going to be represented with this, but of course we need to go ahead and we need to install it. For this video I'm going to be installing this on the macOS because the Mac is something that I'm actually using. So I did the installation with the homebrew because I already did these steps. So in here I'm just going to type in a CLI version so you can actually see that I have it installed and it's indeed in the stable condition. Then you also need to follow all of these steps. So all of these steps need to be followed through. I will actually leave this in the description. Then when you're done with that, you need to create your scoped API token. That is being done from the account settings. And the scope token is being created because only from there you're going to have an option to select the Rovo Dev. If you don't do this with the scoped token, well, you're not going to have the option for installing the Rovo Dev. Once that is done, you're going to be using this command right here. And when we actually copy and paste it, it's asking me for my email address and also from my API token. Alright, I'm back, and it's actually saying that authentication has actually been indeed successful. If you type in a CLI, we have, well, things to go with the Rovo Dev. Now we have a CLI Rovo Dev, so this is something that we have installed in here, and basically we can use it from this very moment. Alright, so let's go to, yeah, we have everything in here. Let's go from here. So Rovo Dev CLI. Alright, so how do you actually go with this, right? So, there is this run Rovo Dev, so this is how you're actually running it. So from here, I don't have anything, so key interrupt to whatever that is. ACLI Rovo Dev run. So that is going to be the command that you're going to be using in order to actually run the Rovo Dev. Alright, so it's taking some time for it because we need to be presented with this right here. Terminal would like to access my photo library. No, I don't want you to do that. Alright, I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so here we are. Rovo Dev, Atlassian's AI coding agent. Ask Rovo anything in your own words from explain this repository to add dark mode to this app. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. So we have a slash for the available commands that we're actually indeed having. So we have many of them. So first of all, we have the models that are available. So I want to see which models are available in here, and there are actually plenty of them. So the Claude, not really plenty of them, but the Claude is actually being available, and the GPT-5. So I want to go and select the GPT-5, the latest one. So we have all of these options in here, right? Sessions, status, right? We can go with the status itself. We can go clear, session history cleared. That's good. Also, we have some stuff like Jira, configure Jira project connection. Okay, that's interesting. Install a Rovo Dev IDE plugin, which is something that is pretty okay. Jira. All right, so what we have is this enabled? Yes, it is. So we can configure global Jira project. We can configure local workspace override and also disable the Jira integration itself. Okay, that's pretty nice. Or so we also have the hashtag option for file search, and it uses AI, and also you need to verify the results, which is also something that is true. Okay, so now if I go ahead, Jira, and I go with slash Jira global, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, and now let me see if I can ask it a question. What are the projects in Jira? Let's see if it is gonna answer this to me when and it's saying it's working. All right, so error true, failed to fetch accessible products for 401. Okay, all right, so it's doing things like this. This is interesting because this is the response that I'm getting from the CLI. Saying I tried to query your Atlassian account for Jira project, but the Atlassian tool returned 401. I'll need the access to your Jira site to proceed. Here are a couple quick ways to unblock this. Authenticate the Atlassian integration. Share Jira cloud site URL, your Atlassian account email, and the API token. I can then list all of the projects, provide your Jira site URL only. If you already authenticated in this environment, URL might be enough. I'm actually being authenticated, right? Which would you like to do? I'm going to say I am already authenticated. I'm going to say that. Great. I try with the Atlassian tools now that you're authenticated, but it's still saying, well, it's not accessible. Hey, we're actually having the 401. Oh wow. Now this is a lot. All right, but I like the idea. I'm going to look. All right, okay. So it's now even debugging some stuff. All right, 403. Okay. So what does it say? Wait. Query a few other sites and list to see which are well. No. No, no, no. I'm going to quickly check local Atlassian. No, they're not going to be doing that. All right. So I'm going to ask it, am I logged in properly? Let's go with that one. That's going to be interesting. Oh, maybe it also needs my URL from here. Yeah, of course, this is something that we can definitely. Not fully. Okay. So, the Atlassian tool that lists your accessible product return 401 unauthorized. That means the MCP Atlassian integration use doesn't currently have valid credentials, even if the browser session is logged in. Yeah, and it's actually forbidden. So Alright, so you may be logged in your browser, but the API token used by this integration isn't active or doesn't have the access to the right Jira site. Connect the Jira tool, provide the Jira tool. Alright, so I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm going to give it an URL. Alright, finally. There we go. Alright, 27 of them found. Filter by the users. Great. So that was the only thing that I needed to do, and I can actually see it from here. That basically all of those things are indeed showing. Let me just expand this real quick. That's actually pretty nice because you can do some really cool stuff with it. Yeah. All right, so now it's asking me, well, I'm gonna ask it, can you add a user to a project? Let's go with that one. Probably is going to say no, because it doesn't have those kind of permissions to do something like that. But I'm just curious. Just curious how it actually works. Oh, it's still working. Okay. Yes, I can add a user to a project. I can do this in two ways. Option A, do it via API here. Project key, the user to add. Role to add them into. Okay, option B. All right. Go with the option A. Project key is flat. Users full name is Max Taylor. Let's go with that one. Let's see what is it going to do. All right, so Atlassian CLI with Rovo Dev seems to work. I look for Jira admin tools. If available, I then resolve the user by name and add them to the appropriate role. Okay, and then it's now saying what basically is doing. So it is going through the Jira admin, which is nice. And then you can actually see what tools is it. Like, I can do this, but the current Jira toolset here doesn't expose your user role APIs, and the shell is restricted. So I can execute directly from this environment. We can still proceed in option A by having you to run the API calls I prepare. Okay. Right, that's interesting. Now, but in the end, in the nutshell, basically this is it. I'm gonna say create an issue in the plat project and say, and for the summary it will have text Rovo Dev CLI. Right. Let's see if it also does the creating action. I'm going to fetch the available types and so on and so forth. Two projects, which is actually pretty accurate. Requesting permission to use. Yeah, I can do it. Successfully created. And plat 31. Okay. Let's see. Let's go for it. And to actually see the most latest one, the easiest way is to go for all work. And it's basically gonna even include that specific issue if it's there. It's taking some time because it is having, I believe, more than 5,000 issues. Yeah, it's 30K issues actually. So just do it once more. All right. Rovo Dev CLI. Voila. There we go. Works. All right. Cool. Yeah, that would be everything for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel as well. See ya. Bye.